video game!
So the Daniel Craig run of James Bond is over, but we haven't seen anything since No Time to Die. Any announcement on who the next James Bond is, when the next movie's coming out, we have zero information on that. Well, this article came out. Some insiders have leaked some information, apparently telling the reason why we have not got a new James Bond movie since Daniel Craig left, or even know who the next James Bond is. This one kind of hurts, but let's read this. I didn't even know this, so I've been snoozing on this. Amazon owns James Bond now. That right there in itself is scary. I'm reading this off of IGN. An explosive new report has alleged that the future of the James Bond franchise is on pause amid what was described as an ugly stalemate between the family in control of the character and Amazon. So on pause means they're not even developing, writing, looking for an actor, not doing anything with this. The behind-the-scenes battle between Barbara Broccoli, who retains creative control over Bond and decides who plays the iconic British spy, and Amazon, who acquired the right to release Bond movies after it bought MGM in a deal worth $8.5 billion back in 2021. I slept on that. I didn't even know this. Has left Bond trapped, the Wall Street Journal reported. Broccoli, according to the report, doesn't trust the algorithm-centric Amazon with the Bond character, preferring to use gut instinct with a healthy amount of risk. I think her gut instinct, she's kind of been the one in charge. I think her and Michael G. Wilson might still be involved. I'm not sure. But I think their gut instincts have done very well. I don't think we need a algorithm to tell us who James Bond should be. I'd rather her pick it. I agree with her 1,000,000%. I would trust the instincts of the people that have been involved with the James Bond franchise over the algorithm that Amazon would use. Where Broccoli casts a relatively unknown Daniel Craig as Bond for 2006 hugely successful Casino Royale and its sequels, Amazon prefers to calculate risk based on factors including an actor's past performance or the prior success of similar films. Amazon isn't keen on casting an unknown in a lead role like Bond. See, this is the horse. Corporations get involved in creative, and they shouldn't. Like, could you imagine if that was always been the case? Which James Bonds would we have had if they never cast unknowns? You imagine if they only cast well-known, successful actors as James Bond? No, man. It's like Superman. You find the person for it. You don't find the big star, the drawing star power. James Bond 007 is the draw, not the actor. Bond sells itself. Get somebody and make them a star through James Bond. I like that formula. It worked really well with Daniel Craig. So Amazon doesn't want to cast an unknown. I think that's crazy. I think using an algorithm, stop it. Amazon, stay out of this. I wish there was something put in the deal where Barbara Broccoli and all her people had final creative say no matter what. I wish that was in the contract. The upshot of all this is that there is no script and no new Bond for a new movie. The Wall Street Journal said, two friends, Broccoli, characterized her thoughts on Amazon this way. These people are idiots. I don't disagree with her. Bond production company Eon said Broccoli had no comment. So I think that normally when you get a no comment, there's some truth to what's going on. If she would have said, gave a comment, no, this is not what's going on, we're working on it. But the fact that she gave no comment leads me to believe that this source knows that this is 100% true, or at least pretty close to true. This is the other thing that worried me in the article. As for Amazon, apparently there are internal discussions about Bond's place in the modern world, and whether the valorization of a dangerously violent, womanizing secret agent is what's best for society today. There's that mythical modern audience bullshit that doesn't exist, that when you cater to this invisible audience, your franchises die. Dangerously violent? There's never been an R-rated Bond movie. Dangerously violent? They're PG-13. What the hell are you talking about? If Bond is dangerously violent, then there's a lot of other movies that need to go away. I think John Wick did pretty well. As a secret agent, that's the only people he kills as criminals. He's not killing innocent people, so how is he dangerously violent? So if Amazon thinks that, they don't understand James Bond. And a womanizing secret agent, they make it seem like he's buying prostitutes and stuff. These women are attracted to James Bond. It's a two-way street. He's not doing anything wrong. He hits on women. They love James Bond, his charm. They want to sleep with him. If Amazon has any say in this with James Bond, the franchise will die, because if you take any of this stuff away from James Bond, you no longer have James Bond, you no longer have the appeal. They are trying to change who James Bond is, and that is the most important thing to the franchise. I don't like this, man. I would rather the series die than Amazon get their mitts in it and cater to the modern audience. We all know, we all see it. This modern audience does not exist. Like, you cannot change fundamentally who James Bond is, and to try to say that he's a dangerously violent, womanizing person, as this is some negative thing. If you try to take that all away, James Bond will die, and I would rather it would die than to see a new modern age James Bond that will just ruin everybody's memories of what James Bond was.